Gillis. I've been organizing with the Welcoming Committee for the last 2 years, and I am, in fact, an anarchist. I believe that government is organized crime. I want to see a world of anarchy without domination, without thugs, without warlords, without tyrants, and without politicians. And as an American, I believe in actively resisting those who rule us all. The brutality and the lies of the state this week are not a surprise, but they are still deplorable. Police kick down doors with guns drawn on families with their children at dinner time. Reporters and the media at large have been repeatedly targeted for repression. Activists have been abducted off the street in unmarked vans, and political prisoners held without access to medical attention. The state has never really bothered with ethical justifications for its violence, but now we see that the agents of the law don't even bother with internal consistency, ignoring the few rights they have pledged not to violate. Sheriff Bob Fletcher has unleashed a degree of repression that should embarrass and anger us all. It's worth noting that his second-hand man is in jail on severe corruption charges and expected to roll over on Fletcher. Further, we have confirmation that FBI agents have taken an active role in the raids. That is all.
Hi, my name is Andy Falstrom, F-A-H-L-S-T-R-O-M, and I've been organizing with the RNC Welcoming Committee for the past year and enjoying it. Mostly. And I will read my statement because I'm probably not as good speaking. We've been organizing for the past 2 years for people who are coming here who believe that silence and inaction are not a response to oppression and not a response to abuses of authority and not a valid response to the world that we live in. The same oppression, abuses of authority that are present on a larger scale worldwide have expressed themselves on the streets of St. Paul and in Minneapolis these past 3 days. Raids, disappearances, riot cops, tear gas, rubber bullets, mace, tasers, concussion grenades, intimidation tactics, the targeting of organizers, pain compliance techniques, not giving prisoners access to lawyers, beatings in the Ramsey County Jail, denial of medication to those prisoners, mass arrests of hundreds of people. Real people are being hurt. And they are being hurt in the Twin Cities. All of us have been subject to $50 million worth of terror tactics designed to intimidate everyone from expressing their true dissent in the streets and from daring to challenge what is going on in the world. It is time that the city of St. Paul and the Twin Cities stand up to what is happening. I have organized with the Welcoming Committee because I firmly believe that change comes from real people, not from government officials, not from the police, and not from the court. What the people who are in jail right now need, what the people who were beaten on the streets outside need, what the organizers who are being targeted with terror charges need, and what this world needs right now are for ordinary people to take action today. Hundreds of people are still in the Ramsey County Jail. Riot police march the streets of St. Paul and Minneapolis, and community organizers are facing charges of terrorism. These abuses have to stop, and they can only be stopped by you. History has shown that it is only by taking direct action against oppression that it will ever change. Chris Coleman will not stop these abuses. Sheriff Bob Fletcher in the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office will not stop these abuses. Tim Pawlenty won't stop them. John McCain won't stop them. Barack Obama won't stop them. And we need you, then, to take action. This is happening in your city, in your state, and in your world. You can do more than make phone calls and send emails. You can stand with us outside the Ramsey County Jail in vigil for the hundreds who still remain prisoners. And you can be in solidarity with the millions who are caught up in the criminal justice system. And you can also come out to the streets of St. Paul today at 4 p.m. for the anti-war march that begins at the Capitol on this final day of the RNC. These are the things that we here are all called to do in our lives, and we hope that you will join us. And to close, it's kind of corny, but we're going to read sort of a change to something that's been out for a long time, but I think it's very true for today. First, they came for the anarchists, but you were not an anarchist, so you did not stand up. Then they came for the poor people, but you were not poor, so you did not stand up. Then they came for the veterans and the peace marchers, but you were not a vet or a peace marcher, so you did not stand up. Then they came from the media, but you were not a journalist, so you did not stand up. Then they came for the medics, but you were not a medic, and you did not stand up. Next, they will be coming for you, and who will be left to stand up for you?
Questions for a little bit? Just a little bit, because so I guess I'm going to do that.
Well, let's just see who has questions.
I mean, okay. You guys there? Can you check?
You haven't at all addressed any of the allegations that came out in the search warrant and the materials that were alleged to have been found here that were meant to cause civil unrest and violent confrontation rather than the nonviolent confrontation that you are espousing. Can you please address some of those assertions?
If you could move to the center seat and tell us your name again.
We're still deciding on who's going to take the question.
Go right ahead.
Kind of process on the fly.
Do we get to vote too?
We have our terrorist hand signals, so.
You're right. We didn't address the allegations that have been filed against us. These are obviously an open court case. We don't know whether the charges will be filed against any of us. And we are a little reluctant to go into that, partly because this is a legal matter and it will be working its way through the courts.
Have some of your members actually committed acts of violence?
I don't know, frankly.
Can I answer a little bit more to that?
Sure.
I'm sorry, you're Nanette?
Yeah, I'm Nanette Eccles, E-C-H-O-L-S. Nanette, N-A-N-E-T-T-E. And for those of you who arrived late, our names are all on a piece of paper right there where that person is writing, so you don't have to ask us anymore. Because we know all of our time is short. This really touches on why I supported not talking to the press when we were making that decision, and when we made it again, and when we made it again. And I wavered around. But I just want to say that I am dismayed that you all report these so-called facts without asking any of the deeper questions. So it's almost more important to get those charges in the paper, whether they're real, whether any of the stuff that they're saying is true, whether it's politically motivated or not. You're willing to sit there and accept, point blank, that we could possibly be terrorists, that this space could possibly have anything in it. I wasn't here at the raid. I don't know what they found. But I think it's your job